It's week 4 of the National Football League, and we've got CeeDee Lamb. He's coming off a stellar day, scoring twice and adding a bunch of yards as well. It's the Commanders and the Cowboys, and it comes your way next on EA Sports.
We are technically 5 miles east of Washington, D.C., and that's where you find this place, FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland.
Today, it's week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here between the Dallas Cowboys
and the Washington Commanders. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Washington team as they enter play here.
They've got to be pleased with the start to this season. Obviously, a perfect 3-0.
3 good quality wins, too. It's got people in the locker room excited. They're thinking that this could be their year.
Meanwhile, for the visitors here, the Cowboys, they were losers their last time out. They're going to try to get back in the win column, but obviously they're going to have to do that in a hostile environment.
And sometimes it actually works to your advantage. Now you've got to band together your team, the us against the world mentality. Let's see if they can use it and get a victory.
Prescott looks to throw right away.
Got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 14 yards there on the first play from scrimmage.
Partner, he sold the go route really well. Thought he was going deep, then curled it back inside for a nice completion.
DBs love when they pump the brakes, don't they?
Yeah, that's really a whole lot of fun. It's almost like you said, listen, if you're going to sell the go, just go, and let's see who's faster.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. The first carry now for Tony Pollard. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Now Prescott. Flushed out right. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down. Here's Prescott. And he finds Hamilton. That's complete.
And not much happening there. He's taken down, but a late penalty flag in the backfield. And this looks like a roughing call.
Well, they stopped him shy of the marker, thought they were bringing up 4th down, and then that penalty.
Let's face it, they thought they had bent, but could absorb that, right? Instead, they broke as a result of their own penalty.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Play fake. Here's Prescott. Got a man. That's complete to Hamilton.
And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 21.
Give them 15 there, and the Cowboys have a 1st.
That early game script that they drew up is working pretty well here on this first drive. Already in field goal range, Charles knocking on the door of the red zone.
You know, Brandon, when we met with the coaching staff, they kind of predicted that they would come out firing like this. I think you and I were a little skeptical it would be this easy. But they certainly knew what they were doing in scouting, in preparation, and understanding what their team was capable of.
Prescott.
Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. They run straight ahead here with Pollard. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. And this is going to be incomplete. So now on 4th down, Mike McCarthy will turn to his field goal unit. This one from 35 yards away. And his kick is good. And the Cowboys are going to jump out to a 3-0 lead. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25.
So out comes the Washington offense onto the field.
And leading them out, their signal caller. Now it is 4th season in the NFL.
And I thought it was a really nice performance last week by him. 3 touchdown passes. I think that signifies exactly what he was getting done. He did have the 1 interception.
But that's the ratio you say you're okay with, right?
If you go 3-1, you're going to be pretty happy over the course of the season. And let's face it, he'll never blame the receiver publicly. But behind closed doors, he probably told his agent, hey, what's the deal? I should have had a perfect game.
And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They'll set up to throw.
This is Chase Claypool on the receiving end.
Broke a tackle, but not much room there. Just up past the 25, no further. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
Open man Lamb. It's complete.
Right at the 40.
13 yards there and a Washington first.
When you give up points on the opening drive, in this case a field goal, you'd hate to go 3 and out. They avoid that.
They do, and it's also walking that fine line mentally, too, as a coach, isn't it? Because you want to emphasize to your team exactly what you said. All right, we gave up a field goal. Let's go back and at least equal that, guys. But if we don't, you don't want them to feel like it's the end of the world either. Nice that they were able to pick up the first down there, help them relax a little bit.
Taken down at the 42.
The numbers for him from a week ago, a boatload of carries, 127 yards.
How about the first month of the season for him? He leads the league in rushing, so you know his confidence is at an all-time high, which means his offensive line loves it too. They'll get more opportunities to run block for him.
He'll drop to throw.
Target is to Dotson, and he's got him. Robinson will try to pick it up. He's going to have the first down and then some.
And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. That good for 19 and a first down. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Back to Robinson now on 1st down.
And he's going to take this one down to the 25. A good run, got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3.
Shotgun handoff to Gibson.
And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
On 3rd down, Robinson. And some determined running there as he'll pick his way down to the 12-yard line.
12 yards is the pickup, and it's good for a Washington first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw.
And this one quickly to Lamb.
Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line. 2nd and 4.
That's out to...
Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. It's picked up by the Cowboys. an opening, and there he goes. And this is going to be brought back for a fumble return touchdown by the Cowboys. Oh, backbreaker. That'll drive the coach, the offensive coordinator, just crazy. You get it all the way down there in the red zone, can't capitalize. Instead, they go the other way on the fumble return for a touchdown.
How about the aggressiveness of the defense, though? They're not about to just fall on a fumble, are they? Scoop and score is their motto, and they just did it.
Extra point right down the middle, and the lead grows to 10-0. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6.
So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. From a star in college to a star in the NFL, CeeDee Lamb at wide receiver as he brings out this offense.
There was a lot of talk in training camp about him getting off to a hot start this year, saying that they needed that. Well, he's done it through the first month.
It kind of reminds me of one of those great musical groups where one person has their name out front, then they have the backups, right? He's the guy out front because the backups, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, but we're going to the headliner each and every time. And that's not easily done because you know all the defenses are kicking towards him right now. That means he's fighting his way through traffic, finding ways to get open, even when he's not supposed to be.
He was over 100 yards a week ago, and he's well on his way once again.
Say it with me, partner. Encore, encore. This guy's headed towards getting it done one more time.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
Robinson with another carry.
And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down.
99 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10.
2nd down from the 8. They can get a first down by reaching the 5.
They'll look to throw.
Over the middle, hauled in by Lamb. And the Commanders are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line. Robinson. Oh, he's going absolutely nowhere as he is hit behind the line.
The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Defense really sold out there to stop the run. Understandable down near the goal line. Now on 2nd down, you have to wonder, might we see play action here and a flip right over the top?
Second and goal from the 6 this time. They're going to look to throw. The quick slant caught.
Touchdown, Washington. Chase Claypool.
His 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And the Commanders have cut it back within a score.
I know a lot of coaches like to break their season into quarters. And how about the first 4 games for this guy? 3 touchdowns scored, really making his mark in the red zone here in the first month of the season.
And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay official. Is this a touchdown? That's the question. CD, what are they looking for here?
You just need any part of the football to break the plane. You don't need the whole football. It doesn't need to go over the entire white line. It's just that front part of the white line. And if you draw an imaginary plane going straight up, that's what they need to cross.
So take away the touchdown. The officials rule he did not get the football to break the plane.
And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. It's the fullback with his first career NFL touchdown.
And the Commanders have got it back to within a score.
Well, nothing complicated about that. That's old school power football.
and effective. And that's the key to everything, right? Sometimes we try and do too many things. Just hand it to the big guy and let him go forward.
No going for two. They'll kick the point after. And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7 now. So the drive winds up going 75 yards in 7 plays.
And it was polished off by a Washington touchdown. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
Second drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. The best way to do it, touchdowns.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
And they're going to get this up to midfield.
Prescott now from the 50. Escaping the pressure right. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Prescott yet again. Man open, that's complete to Dalton Schultz.
And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 35.
And they'll get 14 yards out of it and a fresh set of downs.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable 3rd down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the first down.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Prescott to throw it.
Oh, the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Another try after the first down sack. Prescott and his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
Brian Robinson Jr. making his way back onto the field.
First month of the season, those numbers pretty solid. Does he continue that?
I think so, because when you come out of the gate this strong, that means that you have planned for it and you like the results that you're getting. So I wouldn't have any doubt that the head coach, offensive coordinator, actually called him in and said, look, you're our guy, okay? We're going to continue to stick with this as long as we're winning games. You ready for the challenge? And then they presented it to the rest of the team. I think we'll see plenty of that as this season moves on.
And I'm sure he said challenge accepted. Boy, some big runs here, Charles, already in this first quarter.
Yep, the lanes are there. Go ahead and exploit them. But what I like the most, how decisive he is, putting his foot in the ground and going.
Again, it's Robinson. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. 10-7 our score after 1 right here on EA Sports.
second quarter now from our nation's capital, and it's Washington in possession of the football as they've got it 2nd and 7. Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
Someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. They run the option here on 1st and 10. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
He's tackled at the 40-yard line. A 3-yard pickup.
2nd down and a run by Robinson.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw.
Able to hit his target, Lamb. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be 4th down.
That pattern and scheme was well defensed on 3rd down. He tried to just sprint from one side of the field to the other, and they got it to him quickly. But no chance at yards after the catch there, and they stopped him short.
Back to throw. And this is caught. That's Watkins.
And he's going to get this down near the 25.
Not only is the slant route really difficult to cover, it's a real staple play for an offense on a 4th down because it's a quick-hitting play. Get the ball in the hands of the quarterback right to the receiver.
And the receiver has to be ready because that thing's coming on a rope.
So they get the conversion on 4th, and now from the 25, they operate with a 1st and 10. Back to the ground with Robinson.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
The ball resting on the 20. Here's 2nd and 6.
They'll drop to throw.
Quick slant to Brown. And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. On 1st and 10, it's Robinson.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw.
Over the middle, brought in by Dotson.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and they're going to have a 3rd down. They'll look to throw here. Touchdown!
Chase Claypool
From 10 yards out.
And the Commanders have taken the lead.
For good reason, quarterbacks want to get the ball to the perimeter to their wide receivers for big plays. But in this situation, it felt like, based on coverage, he knew that he wanted his tight end to have the football, and for good reason.
An extra point attempt to follow here. And that makes it 14-10. So that drive spans 13 plays.
And it was finished off by the Chase Claypool touchdown catch. Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The time to get another look at this Cowboys offense As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover the Plague did on the last one.
They go back to Pollard on second down.
Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. The Cowboys on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Here's Prescott. And that will be incomplete.
4th down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt.
He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Off the option, here's Robinson.
And he's got the 1st down yardage before he's brought down at the 42.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
Back to throw now on 1st down. Throw left side complete. That's Watkins.
Here's a 2nd and 7. This pass hauled in by Dotson.
And he's going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 44-yard line. Give them 11 yards and time and a new set of downs.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage, the drag route can be effective when it's run well.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And he's going to be stopped at about the 37.
2nd and 3. Over the middle here to Brown. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
2nd and 9 now. He'll find Lamb. That's complete. And he's going to get this down near the 25.
On 3rd and short, they'll try option left.
And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15.
The decision to keep it turns out to be a good one. 11 yards in the 1st down.
It looked like almost some miscommunication defensively because once he decided to keep it, he had pretty smooth sailing.
Yeah, it became a question of, wait a minute, who's got the quarterback? And when you talk about miscommunication, it's supposed to be called assignment football on the defensive side of the ball. But the assignment gets mixed up. That's the end result.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw.
And he's in. Touchdown, Commanders.
Taking it in from 14 yards out as his guys are able to extend their lead. Not the first time on this drive we saw him take matters into his own hands, and this time he finishes things off with a touchdown run.
You're not going to be happy with me, but I think he took matters into his own feet, didn't he?
Oh, Davis from the top rope. I like it. The extra point splits the uprights, and that makes it a 21-10 game. So that one a long 11-play drive, and it was finished off by the 14-yard touchdown run. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. They'll look to make some inroads here, trailing 21-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. So the drive's going to start with Pollard. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. On 2nd and 9, Prescott. And the Washington pressure gets to him, and he will go down. That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6.
You've called plenty of games in your career. Do you believe in momentum, my man?
I do, and I think we're seeing it right here.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. The run that he's been on. How about that? 3 sacks in a game a week ago, and another one right here. Oh, he's feeling it in a big way.
They'll need a big play here. Will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Now Prescott. This is intercepted. Derek Stingley picks it. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them. And they took advantage of it there, got a nice interception, and set up their offense in great shape.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. They'll set up a throw. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. And on 3rd down, the Cowboys bring in an extra defensive back. He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Back to throw here. This will be caught by Brown. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th.
Well, it all came together on that one, didn't it?
Big-time throw on 4th.
Now that had to feel good, didn't it? Taking that type of a gamble there and making it pay off. What a throw.
And tough as a receiver because no matter how perfect the pass, you know it's 4th down and you got to convert.
A little bit of extra pressure, but he overcame it.
They'll try and run. This is Robinson. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Commanders. Brian Robinson Jr. His 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. As his guys were able to push that lead out a bit further.
Sometimes a group that gets overlooked, certainly, the offensive line. Right there, they really helped with that score.
Didn't they tell us in our meeting that when we scored touchdowns running the ball, that means the offensive line actually scored first by moving people back beyond the end zone? We saw evidence of that on that play.
Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And the lead is up to 18 now. So the drive there took 6 plays.
And it was capped off by the touchdown run for Brian Robinson.
Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away.
The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Dallas offense set for this next drive. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Prescott. And this one is going to be off the mark. Too far out in front. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Here's Jordan Stout now. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. That'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And with great starting field position and a couple of timeouts at their disposal, they'll certainly have the green light here. Now the Commanders going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. Coming up on a 2nd and 6. Looking to throw. And his throw is going to be incomplete. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
Brings up 3rd down and 6 yards to go.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete.
Tress Way on 4th down is sent out to punt.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. A little under 30 seconds to go. We'll see how they play it here on 1st and 10. Throwing. Prescott. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, you know, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught. To throw again on 2nd down. Prescott. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. This time they stay on the ground. And they'll indeed stop him on 3rd down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? And now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he's on to kick it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. And this one is right down the middle, and that will extend their lead even further. So after 4 touchdowns in the game for this offense, this time they're forced into taking the 3.
But you did mention 4 touchdowns, right? So 4 out of 5, not too bad. I think that's a pretty good record for them.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, they'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The final second ticks by, and that's going to do it for the first half of play. So we've reached halftime here in our nation's capital with the Commanders on top,
As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you guys in a bit. But first, time for a trip around the league on this final weekend of September. We'll start up at TIAA Stadium in Jacksonville. And it's the Eagles who are out in front. It's Jalen Hurts with a couple of touchdown passes. From there, we'll head up to Indy to check on the Colts at home at Lucas Oil Stadium. And at the half, they are down to the visiting New York Giants. Saquon Barkley, a touchdown run in that first half. Finally, let's get up to the place they call Titletown, Green Bay, Wisconsin, to see what's happening with the Packers. And they currently trail in that game against the visiting Patriots. 3 touchdown passes there for Mac Jones. With that, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Cowboys. And not much went right in those first 2 quarters. You can see the numbers on the ground there. Not a whole lot to write home about so far. Meanwhile, for Washington, you get a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And whatever they've done, it's worked, as they have the lead through 2 quarters of play.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. So here is Washington now to take over. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and right now looking good in this one as well. Second half begins with a run by Robinson. And they'll get to him quickly here as he'll get a yard, just a yard to the 22. They'll set up to throw. Target is to Dotson, and he's got him. Takes this up just short of the 30, but he was able to avoid that earlier tackle. Nice move. And the Cowboys here on 3rd down, bringing in an extra defensive back. He'll look to throw. Open man Lamb. It's complete. And he's going to have a Commander's first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1.
I like the call on 3rd and 2. They were geared up to stop the run. I like the fact they just hit them quick. A little slant route. All about timing there, partner.
Yeah, the timing, everything well executed. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. A give left side to Robinson. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. They'll come out in a 4-receiver look. 3 men to the right side on 2nd and 6. They're going to look to throw. And this one quickly to Lamb. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a first down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. 2nd and 1. Looking right side, and that's complete to Watkins. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And he fires one that's intercepted. There he goes left side. Past the 20. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Cowboy defense has a touchdown. Boy, a big play right there. I mean, a touchdown on this drive could have really put some separation on the scoreboard. Instead, it's the defense who scores. And, partner, we got a game again.
And we do have one because of what you just described. A defense that understood what was going on in this game and did something about it. They knew their offense needed some help. They just provided it. They're back in this one.
Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. And the lead will be cut down to 14. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down right around the 15. Set to go again. Here's Brian Robinson, the Commander offense.
He's been a good workhorse. I know we use the word workhorse a lot, but he's been a good workhorse for him in this one.
No doubt about it, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you're looking for if you're a back, because that means everything's coming together for you. Big guys up front have created space. You've run through it. You've probably got some help even from the wide receivers who want to catch passes as opposed to block, but they're helping out too.
Yeah, everyone's pitching in. He's had a good game. Over the middle, that's caught by Claypool. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Robinson up the middle. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
Holding. Offense.
Well, an unfortunate time for the penalty there. That cancels out a positive play from this offense.
Well, not to sound too trite or too accepting, but you and I both know it happens. You got to accept it and move on. Yardage, you got to get back. Focus on the next play. Move on.
Second and 5. Buying time to his left. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs.
Evident there that he learned his lesson from the last drive. No way he was going to force a throw that time. When nothing broke open, kept it, and ended up running for a first down himself.
A couple of first downs has the football positioned at the 43 as they come up 1st and 10. He'll decide to keep this once more. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. And he's got a man complete. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
Frankly, I don't know that this defense knows what to do anymore. Just look at their body language out there. The passing game has absolutely been relentless throughout.
So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. On the give, here's Robinson. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. You talk about certain guys just having a nose for the end zone. He's one of them, and he was not going to be denied there.
And defensively, especially in the red zone, you've got to be able to at least slow him down and hold on for dear life. But he's able to get out of a couple of tackles there, and not enough people got there in time. Pretty poor on that defensive side of the ball.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it was capped off by the touchdown run for Brian Robinson. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Prescott. He finds his target. It's Schultz. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. On 3rd down, it's Prescott. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
So a change of possession here on the punt.
And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Brian Robinson Jr. making his way back onto the field.
He is hoping to find the end zone for a 3rd time, and we sit now in the 3rd quarter.
And nothing would excite him more, but I think even more so, his offensive line. Anytime you've got a guy scoring that many times, that means you've done a really nice job in front of him.
You're always giving props to the big fellas up front.
It's always a good idea. Those are some massive men.
Now here's a throw that's complete. That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Handoff now to Robinson.
And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. They'll drop to throw. Over the middle, he's got Watkins. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he's got his man, Marquise Brown. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a 1st down.
Now that's absolutely frustrating for a defender. Had a chance to get him on the ground before he got to the sideline, but what great vision and understanding where he is on the field as he headed for the marker and picked up the 1st down.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our 2nd half blowout material. Off the option, he'll try and run with it.
And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. Give him 10 yards on the keeper, and it'll lead to a 2nd down.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it. But it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback.
They'll run again here with Robinson. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll look to throw.
Out of his hands quickly to CeeDee Lamb. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
He kept the receiver in the short field, but now let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
Here's Robinson.
And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now back to throw. This is caught. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. That puts him in excellent position, first and goal after a gain of 19.
I'll tell you what, this offense is playing a little bit of keep away right now. They've come out here in the third quarter, possessed the ball for quite a while, and they keep on converting. Nice pitch and catch there to set up the first and goal.
A run now with a tight end Fant.
And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
This is why I've never been a big fan of trying to get too cute down here by the goal line. For every one time something like this works, it seems like it blows up about 10 times. And sure enough, they'll wind up losing yards.
And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington.
Brian Robinson Jr., his 104th career touchdown, one shy of Tim Brown on the all-time list. And the Commanders are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this third quarter.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action.
You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Back now at FedEx Field, where the fourth quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the third quarter. Some might have returned that one. He won't. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start the drive from the 25. So out come the Cowboys now as their offense gets set to take over.
Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because...
And Prescott, his third interception. Derek Stingley picks it, and the Commanders are going to take possession of the football.
And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it? Kurt Coleman?
Oh, yeah, that's
then
right.
With the Eagles?
That's right. Then with the Eagles, and I believe it was against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct. A look at Washington as they come onto the field.
And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable fourth quarter lead. They'll run this one right with Robinson.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They'll look to throw here.
He'll find Lamb. That's complete.
This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Robinson will try to pick it up.
Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they got it going today.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. To throw is Prescott. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Schultz. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Prescott.
That's caught again by Schultz.
The result, only 4 yards there on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Looking to throw, Prescott. They're unable to connect, but a late flag comes in, and the contact may have come too early.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. To the air again, Prescott. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Cameron Curl. And the Commanders are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. And they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And it would seem as if their 3-game winning streak is about to go to 4, but still a little work to do as they start 1st and 10. They begin the drive with Robinson. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Robinson gets the toss on the right side. Just a couple on the ground there. That's going to bring up 3rd and about 6. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. That is caught by Lamb. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. They'll get 34 yards there.
No let up in this passing game. They've been a well-oiled machine throughout. And actually saw a few guys on the sidelines at the end of the 3rd quarter doing the old hold up 4 fingers college sign, meaning the 4th quarter is ours. And they certainly weren't kidding.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Robinson on a give right side. Man, 188 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And the Commanders are going to have a 1st and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line.
Well, he does have 1 touchdown in the game already, and while this one won't go for 6, it's enough to get him 1st and goal. But you and I both know he's going to be a little upset he didn't cross the goal line for a 2nd time in this one.
Might want the ball here on the next play. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Touchdown, Washington. Jahan Dotson, his first touchdown on the year. And the Commanders are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this 4th quarter advantage. So still throwing here in the 4th quarter with a pretty sizable lead, and now that lead even more sizable. And if nothing else here, CD, a chance to pile on some stats before this one wraps up, and he did just that.
Brandon, convention tells us it's time for them to get off the gas a little bit, right? But you and I both know the receivers don't want them to because, as you noted, this is their chance to pile on the stats. If they got their way, they try to get every single spot in the depth chart points before this game is over.
And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
And he will have a Cowboys 1st down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. And again, it's Prescott. And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. The sack by the linebacker, Jamin Davis. So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head.
Under pressure, they got him again. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he's on for the 5th time here today. It's taken to the 26. A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back. And out will come the offense as they take over. From a star in college to a star in the NFL, CeeDee Lamb at wide receiver as he brings out this offense.
He's been almost impossible to bottle up. You see that number 10 on your screen, a big reason why they have the lead.
One of the guys that's being featured in this game and making sure that he's targeted because they do trust him with the ball. That's why they go back to him time and time again.
On 2nd down, here's the option. And some good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line.
The decision to keep it turns out to be a good one. 11 yards in the 1st down.
Well, that's the fear any defense has when the quarterback gets involved in the running game. You don't usually account for him, and he's hurting them today.
Yeah, he's been very involved in the running game. Defensively, when you've got the coverage good downfield, how do you account for him, though?
Occasionally, you start to spy him. Take someone who has the same agility, who can dance with him, run with him, and try and keep him in the pocket.
Yeah, it'll be especially critical here as we come down the stretch in the 4th.
Straight ahead, it's Robinson.
Von Bell up to make the tackle. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Second down and a run by Robinson. And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. 210 yards rushing for him now on the afternoon as he just continues to pummel this defense. And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Robinson with another carry.
They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down. Back to throw here. This will be caught by Brown. And he's not going to sniff the 1st down here. He stopped at the 25. It'll go as a gain of 4. And that's going to make it 4th down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
So it's Commanders football as we get back to it.
They've got a 4th down here in a game that looks to have been decided already. And his kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So he remains perfect, 3 for 3 in the field goal department.
And it's so important for any offense to have an ace like him up their sleeve, isn't it? Because now you know what his range is, and as soon as your offense gets there, you're pretty much counting on 3 points going up on the board.
And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is in the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, and with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. To throw once more on 2nd and 10, Prescott. The Commanders bringing out the nickel package on 3rd down. Prescott now. Completes this one to Thornton. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
Holding. Offense.
So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? Here's Prescott. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. .47 yards on the punt that time, just 1 yard on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Another drive coming up for this Washington offense. Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead late in the 4th quarter. The defense does have all 3 timeouts, but at this point, doesn't look like it's going to matter much. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
He was tackled at the 27-yard line. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Again, it's Robinson. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. Well, fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.
Partner, this game was over a long time ago, and you noticed they did not want to slow down anything. Absolutely a dream scenario for everyone on that offense, and they took advantage of every second. Guaranteed popcorn for everyone in their film session.
So for the Commanders, hey, they finish a perfect month of September as they move to 4-0 on the new campaign. And they'll have another home date next week as the New York Giants come to town. Meanwhile, for Dallas, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Tennessee Titans.